One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious, by thinking about and working through things that we would normally push aside and run away from. But running away doesn't mean that it's not there, that it's not part of us. It simply means that you will never understand yourself, that you are not as smart or as honest as you may think. Like fears and like evil manifesting itself all around us, you will continue to hide from it and pretend it doesn't exist, forever hoping that one day you won't have to face it, or that it won't take a hold of you or affect someone you love. We get so lost in the material world that we become disconnected from our deep-rooted natures, the reality that most of us are quite literally born into. Our ever-expanding cities put money saving and modernisation over our own well-being, over nature, the environment, and our connection with the world we live in, a connection we need to make if we are to understand more about ourselves. So many things that we are told we need, and that are necessary and good for us, are completely detrimental for every other entity and life form we share this planet with, yet we think of ourselves on a whole, or at least tell ourselves that we are good-natured and good people. Is a species with the gift of consciousness not evil if we knowingly indulge ourselves, our wants, our perceived needs, whilst ignoring the billions of homeless, sick and poverty-stricken? We will donate $5 to a child in Africa and tell ourselves that we are doing good. That very same day we will walk past a homeless person sleeping in the street and pretend that we didn't see them. That is the hypocrisy of our mentality. How can we help those in Africa when we can't even help those in the most advanced and wealthiest societies that have ever existed? We can't even sort out our own societal issues in our own neighbourhoods. We will harp on about climate change and animal rights, but then clear more forests for crops. We fill the air with pesticides and other pollutants, and then end the life of millions every single day as we plough through our crops with combine harvesters and other heavy machinery, taking the lives of frogs, insects, birds, lizards, butterflies, snakes. The list goes on. We produce way too much produce and then toss out our excess with not a thought spared. We will go to zoos where elephants that would normally roam free for hundreds of kilometres are kept in a tiny enclosure, where tigers that would normally be apex predators and hunt and keep to themselves are fed and often made to do tricks for the masses. If they are not able to act normal, to do what they would naturally do out in the wild, then we are not doing it for them or their own benefit. We are doing it purely for our enjoyment, our curiosity, our selfish interests. And behind it all, to make money off all of this, to turn wild animals into just another commodity. Do we really care, or are we truly that ignorant? We move to the epicenters of pollution and the concrete vampires plaguing the natural world, big cities. We go there in droves with only thoughts for ourselves and our families, wrongfully assuming that the path we are all taking will not negatively affect our future selves and the health and well-being of our families for generations to come. Deep down we know that something isn't right, that there is pain and suffering, hardship and heartbreak, loneliness, emptiness, pity and despair operating in every single person around us, all in differing levels, all with differing consequences. If we are all lost within ourselves, in complete denial, pretending that we are the pure good that we will never be, running from all our problems, from our self-contradictory, not realising that we are condemning our future generations to have to go through the same struggles, the same confusion, the same delusional ideals and beliefs. I'm a walking contradiction in every single way. I should not even be able to exist, let alone exist in this way, shape and form. I'm only at the first stage of change. Knowing what I now know and understanding what I now understand makes me probably more hypocritical than most as I reflect on my life, on my attitude and on my beliefs, on the way I conduct myself and how I live this life. Accepting that hard-hitting reality is the next step for me moving forward. I truly believe that. The line dividing good and evil runs through the heart of every human being.